everybody, it's Summer from Summer Stitches, and I have a rare afternoon where I don't have anything going on, and my oldest is sick, homesick, so he didn't ride the bus today, and he doesn't need to be entertained this afternoon because all he wants to do is sleep, and my middle is at school, and the baby is asleep. So since I don't have anything actually planned, or I didn't have anything actually planned to talk to you guys about, I am going to do a WIP Parade. I'm going to start with the ones that everybody, if you've been watching my videos, I'm going to start with the ones that you've probably already seen, so I can keep my active WIPs separate from everything else, and I don't have to go back in later and try and find everything. But after that, everything is sort of kind of in alphabetical order. So I think I have cover pages for everything. If not, I'll insert a picture as I go, but I think I have cover pictures for everything. So I'm just going to jump in real fast since I don't know how much time I'm actually going to have today, but we're going to try and knock it out real fast. First up is, and sorry, there's probably going to be some rustling as I get everything. I didn't really organize, I just grabbed it all and started. So first up is my car project. This is a project I keep in my car and I just kind of work on when I'm waiting to pick somebody up or if everybody falls asleep on our way home. This is what I work on. It is my Sunny Sunflower from Leisure Art. It's just a Leisure Arts leaflet. Just the plain sunflower. And hold on, I grabbed my phone so I can actually give you guys all the details on everything too. This one I work on, like I said, in the car. I started it in Stitch Mania last year on May 27th, and I don't know how many days I've worked on it because until this year I really didn't keep track of it, but I mean I could probably go back and figure it out. But anyway, this is where I am now. I have the whole flower stitched, and I'm started up here on the stem, or the leaf. I think there's 4 greens, so I'm just gonna knock it out color by color. And this is on 18 count ivory Aida, which actually isn't bad for an Aida. It's actually very soft and supple. So there's that one. And then next I have a Very Merry Christmas Town from Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. And sorry about the rustling. The first couple are going to have some rustling, so I take them off the Q snaps or whatever they're on. This one I also started for Stitch Mania last year, and it is on a 28 count glass blue Monaco that I think I got from Hobby Lobby or something like that. Oh, my Q snap is so about to snap completely. Whoops. Oh, goodness. And this is what it's going to look like when it's done, sort of. My printer was running out of ink as it printed it, so it's not actually that pea green. You can see where I started to lose ink. Anyway, that's what it'll look like when it's done. And this is what I have done so far. I have the middle house done. Christmas Town is all done. All of these little designy motifs down here on this side are done, and I've started on the couple reindeer and then whatever else is on this side. Oh, it's another little shop. The reindeer and a couple of that Christmas tree I started on last night actually, and then there's a house, a shop that goes up here. So that's that one. I'm not going to put it back on the Q snap right now. Put it all back in the bag, and I'll fix that tonight when I start working on it. Sorry, I'm at my kitchen table, and apparently there's a spoon or a fork over there that one of my kids left, so that's what that noise was. Next is a Moment in Time. It's a Heaven and Earth piece, and I don't have the cover sheet for this one. It's over there on my stitching spot. So I will insert a picture of what this one will look like when it's done here. Pulling it off the Q snap real fast. This is a brand new Q snap, so it's really, really tight still. I'm afraid to pull it too hard and like tear the fabric. So I would cry. I would really feel like cry, y'all. So here's where I have this one so far. I have done, so I stitch block by block in diagonals across the whole project. So, like this up here is page 2. This is the end of page 2. And then it goes across, and like this down here is page 1, and then down here is page like 5, I think. It's not a very wide piece, so 4 or 5 is right there. But this is what I have done so far. Actually, like this, let's see. The project only goes to, like, it's only going to be this wide. This is the end of the that's it. So I'm almost at the other end, like end to end, and then, but it's really long. It's like, I think 4 full pages long, and then like a half a page. So it's pretty long. Well, there's the bottom. Haha, I found it. So I still have a long ways to go on it, but I'm almost at the end, so that's exciting. That's what I have done so far. And this is being stitched 2/2 on a 28 count, the 28 count even weave in oyster, I think. Oh, hold on, I can probably tell you. Actually, I know I can tell you. Let me just get it all folded back up so I can stick it back in the bag. Oh, that's right, that's not in the bag usually. Put that. Baby may be awake now. That one is being stitched on 2/2 antique white even weave, and I started that one on September 8th, 2016. Oh, I started that one almost a year to the day before my baby was born. So, anyway, moving on. Next is my Halloween and Quilt by Kiori Batakori, maybe? This is what it's going to look like when it's done. And this is from Etsy. And this is being stitched on a 32 count Belfast linen in Gold Sand by XJU Design. And this is where I'm at so far with this one. This is a Year of Peace, and I hope to have it done. This is coming out next week, I think, or the week after. The end of the month. So this comes out at the end of the month, and I'm gonna hopefully get half of this block done. That's what I have done so far. This is being stitched in all the called for colors because I don't do swaps like that. I'm not very good at that yet. So that's that. And next is my Back at the Ranch. This is an artiste kit, and this is what it will look like when it's done. And I'm stitching this on the called for 14 count Aida. It came in the kit with it. And this was my 2018 New Year, New Start. So I started this on January 1st, 2018, and that's what I have done so far. So I think I worked on it for like a week in January, and then I worked on it the first day of every month since. So I've gotten some good progress. That's all white, so you can't really see it, but a lot of that is stitched. That's what I've gotten done on that one so far. And I don't think I mentioned it, but my Halloween and Quilt I started on September 30th of 2017. Okay. And then last of my active WIPs, and for anybody who, this is going to be a little bit of a spoiler because I'm going to show you what my progress was from last week before I do an actual video, but that's okay. This is Witchy Witch It's an Ursula Michael design, and it's in cross stitch and needlework, September 2013. This is not. That's what it's going to look like when it's done. And I am stitching this on 32 count Dreamsicle in Under the Sea Fabrics. And that's what I've done so far. I started this one for Stitch Mania last year. So on May 14th I started this. And I really haven't worked on this very long. I think I worked on it 2 days last May. Or 2 days, yeah, last May. And then I worked on it 4 days last week. So that's only 6 days of progress. That's actually really good for 6 days, I think. On 32 count, you know, I'm proud of that. That's really good progress for me. Let me just put it that way. And that's being stitched with all the called for threads. Okay, so those are all my active WIPs. I have one UFO, and this one I'm not, this one is, what I have done is about to be scrapped on this one. I wanted to do it in a variegated thread, and I got like a chunk done, and I hate it. I hate working on it. The variegation looks funny. I may go back and just try and find a solid or a more solid overdyed red versus a variegated red to do this. But anyway, this is Christmas Vacation from Bieber Design on Etsy. And when Santa squeezes his fat white ass down that chimney, he's going to find the jolliest bunch of assholes this side of the nut house. Clark Griswold. My husband loves this movie. So he doesn't know that I've stitched, he doesn't know anything about this. He loves this movie though. We watch it every year, like 3 or 4 times every year at Christmas time. He loves it. So my plan was to stitch it, and it was going to be like one of his Christmas presents for this year, but I hated working on it. So I started this, actually I was going to try and knock it out last Christmas. I took it to Florida when we went to Florida for a month in November, because I'm like, oh, it's one piece of fabric, it's the pattern, and it's one color. It's a variegated red. So it's one color. I don't have to worry about keeping track of a whole bunch of colors. I can take this and I can stitch on it. It's easy. Bam. Done. I can have this done in a month because it's all full crosses. No problem. Done. I worked on this a lot. I was doing this in DMC 115, the variegated DMC 115, because I actually bought a red from Mo's sale that I thought I was going to like, and when I got it, it was too pinky. It wasn't like Christmassy enough. It was too pinky. So I bought this, and I'm like, yeah, that's Christmassy. And actually, I do love the color. The color is not the issue. The issue is just, I'll show you. So this is being stitched on 25 count Lugana, white Lugana, and I think I'm doing it 1/1. Yeah, it was 1/1. And this is how far I got. And I just didn't love it. So I put it away, and it's been sitting since we got back from Florida, the beginning of December. I haven't touched it since then. I did all this in about a month, but it wasn't solidly working on it. It was maybe 10 days of like half-heartedly working on it. So when I pulled it back out, like today, now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh, it doesn't look quite that bad, but I just don't think I love it. So I don't know if I'm going to pick all that out or just like scrap that top part and use something to stitch on the bottom. I don't know. Tell me what y'all think, because I like dread working on this piece because I couldn't get the reds to work. But now that I'm looking at it today, I'm like, maybe it's not that bad. I put a lot of work into it. Maybe I could just like power through and finish it. So let me know what y'all think, because I don't really want to like toss it. I don't want to start over, because I did, like, it doesn't look like a lot of work, but I put a lot of work into that because I hated it so much. Let me know what y'all think about that, and maybe I'll attempt that one again. this closer. Just put everything in the back as I go. Okay. So this is where I keep all my projects, in this little elephant thing. I think my cousin got this for me for like a baby shower gift. But it holds all my projects, well, most of them, perfectly. So now these are going to be the ones that they're not active WIPs, active as in I'm not working on them this month. The only like true UFO I have is Christmas Vacation. All of these other ones I want to finish and I will get to them, and actually most of them are year WIPs projects, but they're not active this month. So next up I have something in my eye. This is A is for Apple, and it's from Cross Stitch and Needlework, November 2012. And this is by Sharon Pope. This is what it's going to look like when it's done. This was a Cross Stitch Mania start last year. I started this on May 30th, and I think I've only worked on this. No, I worked on this for a little bit, actually, I think. This is a Year of WIPs piece, so I would really like to have this done. But this is what I have. Nope, that's the back, y'all. Not bad. This is what I have done so far. I have all the borders done. Where am I? I have all the borders done on it, so that's good. And then I have the top row of stitches. I have all of this is all stitched. This top row, A, B, and C is all stitched. These flowers are stitched, and those flowers were brutal. Actually, this whole border was rough. But anyway, so that's all stitched except for back stitch. This is a very back stitch heavy piece. And then I started down here, and I'm just kind of working my way across. There's a lot of colors in it, and there's a lot of back stitch, so each row is like a solid week of work. So I really probably need to start pulling this one out and giving it some love. This one, it has a lot of colors, but it has a lot of like I can sit in the car and knock out like one color real fast. So this, after my sunflower is done, this may be my next travel piece. Maybe try and get some of it done, like waiting at school and stuff. So that's that one. I'm sorry for all the rustling, but I gotta keep it picked up, or my kids, it'll be my luck. My kids will see it and just, it'll all be destroyed before I have a chance to pick anything up. Let me readjust. I slept with my son last night because he wasn't feeling good, and his bed is not good, but he's 3, so he doesn't know the difference. My back does, because I am way more than 3, so my back is on fire today, and not in a good way. So, sorry if I'm sitting a little gingerly. Alright, next up is, this is Best of Friends. It's a Candemar Designs gold collection. And this is like an old, I think I bought this actually at Michael's. And I bought this, I'm trying to see when the, like, not trademark, but like when it was released. 2012. So I bought this, I think I bought this, oh, sorry, y'all. I bought this, I think, right after, I want to say I bought this right after my husband and I got married. I was like, oh, he's stuck with me now. Let me show him what I really like to do. We'd been together for like 7 years at that point. He knew, but I hadn't stitched in a long time, and this was like the piece that I bought to, it was a kit, it was on sale. I was like, you know what, let me just get it. I like the cows, I like the chickens, the little girl's kind of odd, but whatever. I really liked it. And I just think it's super cute. So I started this on Valentine's Day of 2016, because why not? And it is stitched on a 16 count Aida. And I'm stitching it on the Aida that was provided, because this was before I knew you could like pick your own and change it. And I'm stitching it on all the with all the provided threads. And this is where I'm at. This I think is also a Year of WIP piece, so I probably need to get on it. But it actually does stitch up pretty fast. When I work on it, it does stitch up pretty fast. And this piece has been like my trial and error piece. When I started stitching this, I was doing cross country. So I started over here and I just would like pick a thread and I would go as far as I could and then I'd pick a different thread. There was literally no rhyme or reason. I didn't know about working copies of charts at that time. So my only copy is all highlighted to goodness gracious, it's ridiculous. I have a very like solid hard line right here that you can see where I was like, ooh. It's when I had found Flosstube at this point, and I'm like, ooh, maybe I should feather this. That sounds good. Didn't know what I was doing still. And then somewhere over here, I decided to park it, and I tried parking vertically. Yeah, up and down vertically. And didn't like it, so I tried to finish them all off. I went this way and finished them all off. And then over here, up here somewhere, I tried parking horizontally. Didn't like that, so I finished them all off. So this whole piece has been a whole mess. Like the back, it's actually not that bad, I guess, but it's still not good. Down there is a way mess. But anyway, so when I get back to this one, I think I'm going to I think this is what I was trying to do down here. I've got a couple parked hanging threads, it looks like. I haven't touched this one in a little while, but I need to get back to it. But I think I'm going to try and go and do like I do my Heaven and Earth pieces now and start trying to get them, do them diagonally like I do my Heaven and Earth pieces. But anyway, that's that. I'd really like to have this one done by the end of the year. I would like to frame it, have it framed and hung somewhere in my house. I really do like it. So that's that one. And actually, this is another piece of Aida that's very soft. I really, really like it. Like as a whole, as a kit, this piece is not terrible. The chart's easy to read. The colors aren't organized like they should be. Like I have 3 cards, and if you look at the key, it says, you know, color whatever should be on chart 1, and it's not. But that's okay. It works. So this is another Paid that has not seen the light of day in a while. Like I don't even know what it looks like when I pull it out. I don't have the page finish. I don't have hardly anything done on this one actually. But it is Mini Bravery. I don't have a cover sheet, so I will insert a picture of what it looks like here. And this is what I have done so far. This is being stitched on... This one I started, let me back up. I started this one on July 18th of 2016, and I've stitched on this a lot, but it's on 25 count 1/1 antique white Lugana. It's so tiny that I can't work on it very long because like my eyes go so cross-eyed. Maybe I can now, because this is another one, like I started this one before I really had like a solid method of a plan of attack for Heaven and Earth pieces. So I'm kind of all over with it. But this is what I have done so far, and I think I'm going to come back to this one. Maybe over the summer I'll come back to this and work on it some, and try and do my diagonal lines. I really like doing it that way. I feel like I get progress, actually something accomplished. And I'm not starting and stopping a whole bunch, and I'm not counting a whole bunch. I have I have one line to follow. I don't have to look all over the page. It's easy. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So this is that one. And I really want to get this one done. I want to stitch all 4 of them. It's the 4 houses, the 4 Harry Potter houses, or Hogwarts houses. So I started with the Gryffindor, the lion, but I'm a Hufflepuff, proud Hufflepuff. So I probably should have started with that one, but I really think my oldest son is a Gryffindor, so I started this one really for him, and because they're gonna like Harry Potter one way or the other. When they get a little bit older, we're gonna start reading the illustrated books to them, but I'm waiting until my middle can sit through them because right now he's just too not into sitting still at all. But they've seen all the movies and they love them, so they didn't really have a choice. They were gonna like it one way or the other. So next is Dandy Uncle Sam. It's a leisure arts. It's from the Celebrations to Cross Stitch and Craft magazine, summer 1991. This magazine. And this is what it's going to look like. And I started this in Stitch Mania last year, May 29th. It was Memorial Day. I started this because, of course. And the designer is Sandy Gore Evans, and I'm stitching it on a 28 count white Lugana. I think I'm stitching it 2/2. I'm sure. Yeah, 2/2. And actually, I am almost done with this one. I need some, I think it's some Clinic that I need that I don't have. A gold metallic. So they recommend, just says gold metallic. I need to get some gold metallic. And that's really all that's left is the back stitching, which there's a lot of back stitching, and the gold metallic and his hand. I think I was missing this color when I stitched it 948. I have it now, but I was missing, so his hand and his like face up here, I didn't have that color. I do now, so I need to go back and finish that and get the gold metallic and then do the back stitch, and he's almost done. This is a Year of WIPs piece, so I just need to get, once I get the metallics for him, I can knock him, I'm going to knock him out. I'll probably try and do this like in July, patriotic, or maybe for like a Wine and WIPs, because he's so close to being done, and I would love to have him done and then be able to frame him or finish him somehow and have him up for 4th of July. So there's that goal. Let's see how that plays out. But that's that. And that's all being stitched with the called for threads, which is why I need to get the metallics. This is, hold on, I gotta find my other. This was another Stitch Mania start. I really did not do good on finishing anything from Stitch Mania last year, apparently. I'm coming to discover. This is a Stitch Mania. It's from Cross Stitch and Needlework, the same one my Witchy Witch is out of, September 2013. This is called Down on the Farm. This is what it's going to look like when it's done. It's by Julia Lucas. Julia Michaels, I think that's an actress maybe. Anyway, Julia Lucas Designs, and this is what it's going to look like when it's done. I think it's super cute when I get it done. I'm going to frame it probably like in a similar frame to this, a black frame, and put it in my kitchen. And I'm stitching this on the called for fabric. It's 28 count Babbling Brook from Witchy. Babbling Brook Jobelin. And I don't have a very good start on this one. This is not a Year of WIPs piece, so yay for Summer for not putting this one in, because this is definitely not getting done this year. And it's being stitched 2/2. Ooh, that's a nice crease. I might need to fold this a different way. 2/2 on, like I said, 28 count Babbling Brook Jobelin, sorry. And I actually really do like stitching on this piece. Is that? Nope, that's definitely upside down, guys. All right, there we go. That's better. So that's the barn in the middle, and that's like the top of the dairy. My great grandparents used to own a cow dairy, a dairy farm, and they own a pig farm, and they own a fish farm. Anyway, it was all the same property. They just different pieces. So I really like this. I have some of my great grandmother's old Pyrex dishes, which is really fun. But so I like the old farming. Like, I would really love one day, my husband knows this, one day I want to have property, and I want to have some cows and some chickens and, you know, all of that fun stuff. My husband is a city boy through and through, but he's coming to the dark side. He bought me a horse for our first Christmas when we lived in Texas, and I was super homesick, so he bought me a horse. So since then, he's gotten much. He's warming up to it. This one, I need to go get the book. I'll be right back. The next one is Giraffes, and it's from Jane Netley Mayhew. It's from her cross-stitch safari book. I bought this after I saw Jessie Marie's Elephants because I wanted to do, she did a flip through of this, and as soon as I saw it, like literally, as soon as I saw this chart, I went to Amazon and I think I spent like $35 and I bought it. And I started it like the next day, the giraffes chart. My sister and I, we both love giraffes. And I just love that, I mean, there's 3, but we have a brother and he's kind of a goofball and he lives like way out in Arizona somewhere. So it kind of fits. Like my sister and I are super, super close. I know this is supposed to be a mom and a baby, but there's 8 years between my sister and I. So I didn't help raise her. Like that's not what I'm trying to say, but yeah, there's, I don't want to say we have like a motherly, daughterly bond. It's definitely a sister bond, but I'm 8 years older than her. So there's definitely like that. I have a maternal protection, I guess, against her or for her. Anyway, I loved it. As soon as I saw it, I loved it. So that's that. Haven't done a whole lot on it because life, but this is being stitched on this one I started in July 20th of 2016, so I really need to get working on this one. And like when I say I haven't done anything on it, I mean I haven't done anything on it. I have, 30 stitches in it? That's it. I think, I want to say this was like a challenge. I don't remember what group, but I want to say this was like a challenge where it was like 7 starts in 7 days. And this is a 28 count in Goldfinch. And it's his Weigart fabric. But I want to say it was like 7 starts in 7 days or something like that in one of the groups. So this was one of my starts. And I didn't have, I think this was the only color that I had. Whatever color this is, I don't even know, because anyway, might need to pull that one out and organize it some. But I think it was like, it just happened, like it came in and it was 20 starts, or 7 starts in 7 days, and this was the one I started, and then I started it and clearly put it away and forgot about it. This one is for sure going to come out in June for Wine and Whips. It's not a Year of Whips piece, but I would really like to get something into this piece, get some sort of like noticeable progress into this one, because I really do love it and I would really like to have it done eventually. So, alright, next this is my oldest WIP. I honestly don't remember when I started it. I don't remember when I bought it. I don't remember. Sorry, got the shaking camera. This is an old Dimensions kit. It's called In This Moment. This is what it's going to look like when it's done. Live life in the moment. And so it was copywritten in 2011. So I mean, I bought it after we moved to Texas. I must have bought it from Michael's or Hobby Lobby. Or Joann's. I mean, I had all 3 of them when we lived at our old house, which is where we lived in 2011. So I don't know. I really don't know. but I'm stitching it on all the called for fabric. And this is a 14 count Aida. It's 14 count natural cotton Aida. It's like a natural Aida, I guess. And this is how far I've gotten on it. Like, I have this sat in a hoop for years. Like, I used to store all my projects in hoops and I would just put them in the bag because I was a one project at a time stitcher. So I put it in the bag and I had no idea that you should loosen it because it would warp the fabric. Like, never even crossed my mind. I promise I'm smart, y'all, but that never even crossed my mind that it would warp the fabric like that. So that's all I have on it. This is a year of WIP's piece because I would like to have it done and like not have it hanging over my head anymore. But and I really, really like the sentiment in it, but I don't like that fabric. That's terrible Aida. And since I have like nothing started on it, I'm really tempted to restart it on a separate fabric, and just start fresh, totally start fresh on that one. I haven't made any like hard and fast decisions on that yet, but that's sort of my thought process. Shoot, hold on, I forgot it. My next project is the July quilt. It's Paula Vaughn's Quilt for All Seasons. It's the July quilt, sorry. I lost my train of thought. It is this one. Apparently I started this in July 18th of 2016. That's what I have. This is being stitched on, don't even know. I think it's a 32 count. I hope it's, yeah, I'm really not sure. It's a very loose weave, whatever it is. It's very, very loosely woven. And I don't even know if you're going to be able to see any of it because all I have are like, 200 white stitches on white fabric. Maybe not 200. Yeah, maybe. That's all I have on this one. I think this is the, I think it's probably in here. I started in the middle, so it's probably like something right there. Yeah, because that's part of a flag. So yeah, it's somewhere in this center portion. That's all I have on this one. It's really, really pretty, and I had the really, really high ambitions of, yeah, I'm going to stitch them all and make a quilt. Well, I'm not going to make a quilt. I'm going to pay somebody to make a quilt. Or let my husband's grandmother do it. Because she likes that. She likes to quilt. Make a quilt, put them all together. I can do it, like knock out one a month when I started. And then I actually looked at this pattern. First off, it's a 32 count antique white Zweigart linen. I did write it down somewhere. Just not where I thought it should be. Anyway. Yeah, I can knock it out. Like, it won't take me any time at all. Knock them out like one a month. I'll have it done at the end of the year. I don't know if anybody of y'all have done Paula Vaughn charts before. They're gorgeous. They are not knocking out in a month charts. At least not for me. My measly, like, hour and a half a night stitching is not going to get a Paula Vaughn chart done in a month. It's just not going to happen. All right, this I kind of need to look at because I don't know what's in this one. I have a couple here. So this one is done. This one is not. This one is not. Okay. So these are, let me see if I can find. This one is Love Wins, and it's from Miss Red. and it's from the Rainbows for Peace and Comfort group. I talked about this in my last video. For the Pulse victims, I have about half of this one done. The top, there's, what, 4 more colors. I think it's so yellow, orange, and red. So maybe there's only 2 more colors up here. And then Love and Black is up here. And this is on 14 count Aida, 14 count white Aida. That's how they're all supposed to be. And then I have another one on this side, but this one's done. And then this one, I don't actually know. I hope I have this chart still. I think I have it saved on my iPad. I can't really give you any details on this one. I don't really know. But you know, you're gonna have your purple heart, or the base of the purple heart down here. Sorry, there was a hair that was bothering me. The base of your purple heart, and then you have your couple colors up here to make the top of the heart. And then I have this one that's all going. But I need to finish those. Those all have to be sent by June 12th. I think I need to finish these. So that one I'm going to keep out so I can make sure I get it finished soon. All right, next is, sorry, I don't have a whole lot of info on those. That's shame on me. But I know what I need to do with them, so that's all I can give you on that one. Next is the Mason Jar lineup. It's a Dimensions kit. Everybody's seen this one, I think. That's that. I started this on May 4th, so it was a Stitch Mania start last year. I don't do Star Wars, so I don't do the May the 4th be with you stitching. So I did Mason Jar, because that's what I did. And I got this much done. I think I only stitched on this 1 or 2 days. That's how much I have done so far. It is, I think it's this one right here. That jar. That's what I have done so far. And I really do like this. This is the kit fabric. I didn't change anything on it. But I really do like that one. And this one is it's not a year of WIPs. I have my year of WIPs list over here because I can't remember what I put on there, but I have it. It's not a year of WIPs chart or piece, but I would like to have this one done soon. So that if there's another year of WIPs next year, that one is definitely going to be on there. This is my oldest Haid. This was the first Haid I bought because in my Lofty, yeah, no problem, I can do it. This is a retired chart actually, but it is a, we don't have pugs, but we have close friends who are very involved in pug rescue here in Houston. So I bought this chart and I said, oh, I'm going to stitch this for their big charity event that they have at the every October. I started this in April, and I thought I was going to have it done by October. And not just done, like I thought I was going to have it done by like September, so I had time to get it framed, and they had time to get it into the auction. I started this in April of 2016, so it's been almost 2 years. I don't even have a page finish. This is a mini because, come on now, you have to be reasonable. I wasn't gonna get a full size one done. This is what I have done on this piece so far. It's mini 3 pugs. I'll insert a full size picture, but this is what it's going to look like when it's done. Super cute. I mean, if you like pugs. Anyway, this is what I have done so far. Not even a full page. 2 years later. I think when I realized in like May, when I still didn't even have a full page, like I didn't even have half the page done in May, I think I realized it wasn't going to get done in time, and I lost all motivation on this piece. Just 100% lost all motivation, and I've worked on it maybe like 5 times since then. But now that I figured out a system that I like for full coverage pieces, I will come back and finish out all of these threads that I have hanging because I don't even know what I was doing. But I'll finish out all these threads that I have hanging, and I will get this done. Maybe in a couple of years, but it will be done, and I will donate it to Pug Hearts of Houston. So anybody who wants to donate to Pug Hearts, they're a great group. They really are. They rescue so many dogs. Like at any given time, they have like 100 or 150 pugs in their care. They're all in foster homes. The only ones that aren't in foster homes are dogs that are like in critically need medical care, and they have to be at the vet. All of their dogs are in foster homes. It's mind-boggling. And then their director is amazing because she actually knows who all of her dogs are and where they are. Anyway, that's totally not what we're here to talk about. But that's that one. And that is being stitched on 18 count white Ada, which that's not really white. That's like an off-white, but whatever. Because I wasn't going to get crazy and stitch it on linen. Come on now. All right, y'all. Next is Postcards from the World. This was the 2016 Clouds Factory Sal. And I don't think I have like an end, what this piece will look like in the end, but I'm sure we've all seen it. If not, I'll insert a picture here of what it's going to look like when it's totally done. And this is how much I have done so far. I started this, I didn't start this at the beginning of the year because I was not really into stitching at the beginning of 2016. So, ooh, my fabric smells funny. I started this in July of 2016, July 18th of 2016. So I didn't start it on time. So when I started it, I was already 7 months behind. Now I'm still way behind, but this is all I have done. I have the first 3 months, 4 months done. Look at me. I have Venice, Paris, London, and Moscow done. And like part of the frame for whatever the next month was. This is being stitched on a 32 count linen in Daphne by Under the Sea Fabrics. It's a really, really gorgeous fabric. And all the called for colors. I didn't do conversions at this point. I mean, I still don't do conversions, but I definitely didn't do conversions then. But that's that. This is a Eurowhips piece. And if I remember correctly, like those pieces took me like a hot minute to get done, so I might need to put some work into that one. Yeah, that one probably needs to start coming out a little bit more. I haven't worked on that in a year or more. So there's that. I only have a couple left, and the baby's waking up, so that's probably good. Next is Uncle Sam and Lady Liberty, and this is also a Year of Whips piece. And I think I have, I think I'm pretty far into this one. This is what it's going to look like when it's done. This is by Brooks Books. That's what it'll look like when it's done. And I think I'm missing like some of the metallics. It has some metallics that I'm missing. Some Krennics, yeah. That I don't have. So I need to get those. Because I am actually pretty far in this one. And this is being stitched on a 28 count glass blue Monaco. This is the other half of the piece of fabric from my Very Merry Christmas Town. I think I started them like at the same time. So I just cut that piece in half and was like, bam, done. This was started for Stitch Mania last year. On May 1st, this was my first Stitch Mania start. Let me see, what am I trying to do? So that's what it looks like so far. They really are almost done. I've got their faces, and I think this was another one. I was missing 948. And for whatever reason, I don't ever have that piece. I don't ever have that color in my stash. I know I buy it all the time though, so I don't know where it goes because I don't ever use it. Anyway, so I need to stitch their faces. I think his shirt down here, I think all of this is metallic. And then I know like her center stripe, that's metallics. Or like it's blended. So that's that one. That is a Year of Whips piece, but there's really not that much left. It's just I need to order the metallics, and then probably like if I gave that a week, I could have it done. So that one's almost done. And then my last piece, is this my last one? Yes. This is Wedding Love, and it is from Stitchrovia. And let's see, do I have a cover? I think nope, there it is. This is what it's going to look like when it's done. And on this piece, I was going to stitch this for one of my best friends. Her wedding was, like, I think she got married in 2016. I'm terrible. Did she get married in 2016? Or maybe she got married last year. No, I think it was 2016. I think she got married in March. So I don't remember if I started this right after her wedding and was like, oh, I'll just get it to her for her first anniversary, or I started it in time to do it for her wedding. And then I think I did it after her wedding to give to her for her first anniversary because I was going to change the colors and then overwhelmed myself with trying to change the colors, so I didn't. So these are being this is being stitched in all the called for colors, just the plain pinks. This is where I'm at on it. And this is being stitched on a I don't know what size this is. Probably, I think it's a 28 count. Just white Zweigart Ada, linen, not an Ada, I'm sorry. But that's how far I've gotten. I think I miscounted somewhere in here. Like over here, I think I miscounted, or up here, somewhere I miscounted. And I think I just put it away because I couldn't figure out where I miscounted at. And actually, I'm stitching it with 3 strands. That's what it was. I started with two strands, 2 over 2. And I didn't like the coverage, so I picked it all out, and I started with 3. So I did 3 over 2, and I really don't like that. It's too bulky. It looks funny. Just not really a fan. So I think I'm going to pick it all out, and honestly, I probably won't restart this. Their wedding is too far out now. And their wedding's just too far out at this point. So that's that. That's probably a UFO now that I've seen it again and talked it out. That one I'm going to pull and set to the side and decide what to do with that at a later date, but I don't think I'm going to finish it, especially if I have to pull it all out. So that's that. And those are all of my WIPs. I started making plans for Mania because why not? And like I mentioned in my last post, I'm experimenting with dyeing fabrics myself. So every piece that I pulled, I have bought plain fabric, and I'm getting ready. I'm going to this weekend or next weekend. I broke my sewing machine. I don't know what I did. I broke my sewing machine. Somebody in my neighborhood's going to help me and look at it and see if we can figure it out so I can zigzag the edges real fast rather than doing a whip stitch. That takes me forever. But I'm going to try and zigzag the edges on all my fabrics and dye them over the next week or two, this weekend and next weekend. So I can have them all ready, and then in a couple weeks, like the last week of April, I'm going to come back and do my plans for Mania. So that's all I have for that. And now that I've decided on what to do with a couple of those pieces, well, one, I've got 23 active, pending, I guess, WIPs. That's not too bad. I probably will start 18 in May because it's 2018. So that'll bring me up to what? 40? Is that right? Is that the right math? I think so. 41. Sounds reasonable. My husband's gonna flip out. That's all right. He doesn't need to know. So, those are my WIPs. That's all I have for today. I'm going to get this edited and add those couple pictures in and posted. Next week, I plan to do an actual update video. So yeah, that's all I have. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.